this video, we are going to be creating a manually personalized product. So what we've done already is we've created a regular non-personalized product design, and we've also done a personalized product. We built that there. Now I'm going to show you the difference in what a non-personalized or a manually personalized product means. So again, if you already have products set up, it's easiest just to go through and just duplicate one, and you can change out some of the main things that you're going to be changing, like the title and the objective and the type of personalization. So let's go. This one we're going to do is going to be called Cool Grandma. So this will be an example of how to do a manually personalized product. So what manually personalized product, and we're going to put in the shirt type, we're going to switch over to manually personalized. A manually personalized product looks like this. It's got more than two forms of personalization. Remember, to be just a regular personalized or auto-personalized product where you can see a preview live on your campaign, you can only have two forms of personalization, and they have to be kind of on its own line. A design like this has the personalization is going to be the grandma nickname in this case, which is grandma, and then also they're going to be able to list the amount of grandkids they have. So again, we have up to as many forms of personalization depending on the amount of kids names that they have. So this is manually personalized, and what that means is that you are actually going to have to go in, you or a VA or someone on your team will have to go in and create this artwork and then send that into the supplier that you're going to use. So if you're going to use Randy, you'll put it up, you'll get the CSV sent to you, you'll create the artwork, upload it to your store, and change out the file URL. So I'll show you how to do all that. But first, I want to explain what the difference is. So again, there's no way for the software to pick up all of these, and at some point maybe that will be possible. I know that our developers are looking into that, but for now, you have to do a manually personalized product. So you cannot send this straight to your supplier or Randy at PrintTech. You have to actually send it to yourself so you or a VA can go through and do the artwork. And so let's just walk through this a little bit. Once you click on the manually personalized product under your shirt type, you're going to get these form fields, okay? And so what these form fields are is what you're looking at here. So whatever the personalization that you're going to use, this is what you want to this is what they're going to come up as. So on your campaign page, so you can just name them here. So in this case, we're going to do grandma nickname. We'll just kind of follow the example that we have. So this is just a name for your purposes, and then the placeholder field, that's what it's actually going to say on here. Okay. So grandma nickname. So normally I just use the same. I mean, it's the same thing. So I just copy and paste, and then you want to make sure that this is required in order for them to submit the design or checkout. Okay. So now we're going to add another one. In this case, it's going to be grandkids names. Okay. I'm just going to copy and paste. Now this one is I forgot to say, this type of text box I'm going to put required here. So you either have a text area, or they can actually upload a file, and we'll do that in another video, where if they want to upload a picture, and you can do picture, and you can do that yourself, that's also manually personalized, they can do that. But for this area, for this purpose, we want to do not just a text area. Actually, we want to do a text area, especially on multiple personalizations. So if someone's going to be listing out a bunch of grandkids, you want to make sure they have enough room. We have a text box just for the grandma nickname because that's only one name, so there's plenty of room here. But this is the text area, and this allows them to type in up to as many names as they can. And we've had grandmas send this design in with 30 grandkids names on it. So you want to make sure that when you're creating this, that if you have if your personalization is going to require a lot of names or a lot of personalization, that you give them enough room. You want to make sure that it's required, and then you're just going to hit add. Okay, so this will be the first one. So whatever one you want to show up first, you just type that in first. Okay, so if you want the grandma nickname in this particular instance, the grandma is up here above this, so you want to make sure that they're going to type in their nickname and then the kids' names below. Okay, you should have your product description. From duplicating it should be good. Now this is where you're going to want to have to be really careful. You're going to want to set up a supplier email with your own email address. So let's go ahead and do that, because we don't want to make sure these can't go right to your supplier, because they're not going to have the correct art file to print it, because you have to do that either in Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator, whatever you're going to use, but you're going to need to do that yourself. So what we're going to do is we're going to save this. Actually, I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to go over to supplier email, and this is a good way to kind of move around your plugin. You can always open these up in other different tabs. So you're going to go to supplier, right click, and just open that up in a new tab. And you're going to add new. And then you're going to just call it manually personalized. Now this is going to be an email address that you're going to want to see, that's going to come to you. So whether it's going to come straight to if you're going to do the artwork, whether it's going to come straight to your inbox, or if you're going to have it sent to a VA, so wherever you want this artwork sent, so they can know that there's an order coming in and they need to go in and get the information, they're going to have to come over here and do that. Okay, so you're going to want to enter in, I'll just put in, let's see. Let's just pick up one. Okay, you can also put your support email in here. So once you get your support email, so whether your store is, say your store name, like for mine is the Making Fundraising Fun. So my support email is support@makingfundraisingfun.com. So you can put that in there, or if you want to have one that you normally check every day, you can do that. So your order email address is going to go in there. You can put your contact name. You can put yourself if you want. And then the contact email address you can put in there. But this is the main. So if you want to put maybe a CC email address over here, you can do that. And you can fill out this stuff if you want. It's not necessary, but if you want to make sure, if you have a lot of different suppliers, it's probably good to fill all that out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and publish this. Okay, and then I'm going to go back to here. I'm going to go back to here. And right now I'm just going to want to save this as it is, just so it refreshes and so I can pick that supplier email. Okay, so now I should be able to come over here and pick the supplier, and there it is. So you want to make sure that you're picking the email address that you have set up for yourself. Okay, pricing you can change, do all that. We've already covered that. This should all stay the same. And actually, I think we're going to do, this one's going to be on a white shirt. So we're going to just switch this over to a white shirt. And like I said, even though it says men's t-shirts, this is like a unisex shirt. I mean, mostly men will probably market this mostly to men, but it's actually a unisex shirt. So we're going to add the product. Make sure you hit that. Okay. So now we're going to go and do our product image in our print text image. In this case, this image is actually going to be to us. So since your supplier is not directly getting this order on the CSV, you can have this. You don't really need the art images as long as you have them somewhere. But if you do, if you're sending them to a VA, maybe it's good to send them the actual PSD as a PNG. So for this image, we can actually we don't need the product image. And let's see. We will do a product image so we can put it on the background. So let's hop over to where you're going to edit this, and I have this pulled up in Photoshop here. So this is the file. It's This Cool Grandma Belongs To. So remember, you can, unlike the personalized where you had to take out all the personalization because you were going to build it inside your product, this you want to leave all the personalization in, because this is all they're going to see, and they're not going to be able to see a live preview of what they have. Because it's a manually personalized. So you want to make sure all your personalization is in here, okay? So again, it's really important that if you're doing manually personalized designs, that you have a Photoshop file so you can easily come in here into the layers and change out with the information that they give to you, okay? So let's do this. I'm just going to I'm going to come over here to this name. I'm going to put a little bit of spaces in between here. I want it to look a little bit better. So I'll come over to my text tool. You can set it up however you want. If you want to add more names to yours for your example, you can. You can change out the grandma name So what you want to do is you're going to save this as the art file, which you should already have. So this should be, you can save this as a PNG, but really you can save it as a PNG for now to upload into the art file, but really you're going to be working off of this PSD. You or your VA or your team member are going to be working off of this. So you can just save this as a PNG as it is. And maybe just so they know that that's the art file size, I put 2800 in there. Okay, we can save that there. And again, we're going to use that. This is a product image, so we want to make sure it looks good on that shirt. And we'll go ahead and render this down to, again, remember what we did before, 400. And this just brings it to a workable size so you can easily put it on that white shirt background image that you have uploaded on your product. Hit OK. We have the fonts in there. So it's important to make sure that wherever you get the design from, or if you're creating the design, that you have those fonts installed on your computer so you can go ahead and when you receive orders, you can go ahead and easily change out the personalization. So let's save this. Okay, so there we go. So let's go back over to our product and let's upload these images that we just saved. Let's upload those. And while those are uploading, here we go. We want to use the 400 one for the product image. And it's good to just send this. I guess you can upload this at least so you have something that's sent. But again, you'll have your own PSD and you'll be able to work off of it once you get an order. Okay, so let's just hit refresh. Let's get rid of the personalization from the last shirt that we duplicated. Okay, so we want to make sure it's centered. That looks really nice on there, nice and big. You want to make sure that they can see the design really well. And again, so we're going to save this. Okay. So now what we'll do is that we'll make sure everything is good up here. We have the nickname, we have the grandkids' names, we have that ready to go, and it's saved. So you can come back out to your products. Now if you want to add more products, like on this particular one, we have different shirt colors, plates. You know, we have it on a whole bunch of products here, which is cool. So you can add as many as you want. I do suggest that you try to keep it to maybe the max 8 products or 9 in this case, since they line up 3x3, just for load times and just to give people, I think if you give them too many options in one campaign, they can kind of get lost. So that's just a tip. You can do as you please and however you see you want to market this. But so this is how it's going to look. So once they come over to their campaign, they're going to say, you know, step 1, personalization, enter your grandma nickname and then your grandkids' names. We will use the information to custom design your shirt. So you're telling them they're not going to be able to see this live, like on the personalized ones where you can hit preview. You're going to only be able to see this after, you know, once they get the shirt in the mail. But it's important. This would probably be bigger. Just let them know too that, you know, double check your spelling. Make sure all the names are spelled correctly, because if you go in and you type it in how they spelled it, that's not how they spell their name. That's going to be a little bit of a problem, obviously, for you and for the customer. They're going to want probably you know, a refund, even though it was their fault. So you just want to make sure you can do everything you can in your power to make sure that they are checking all the spellings. And they will spell things wrong. And I've seen it a lot because I've fulfilled a lot of these shirts. And it's always good to reach out. If you see something like that Randy and it just spelled a little bit weird, it's great to always double check with your customers too before you go ahead and get this printed up, because it's worth an email or a phone call saying, hey, this is so-and-so from, you know, Making Fundraising Fun. I saw that you placed an order, but you know, I just wanted to make sure the spelling was correct on these names. And anyone that's in question, they really appreciate that, because it just saves them time and you time and money and having to refund and all that kind of stuff. So in the next video, I'll show you what happens when you actually make an order, and then what happens when you get the CSV. And when you get a CSV with different names, we'll go back in and edit it, and how you upload that and send that off. So this is building a manually personalized product, and I will talk to you in the next video.